One of the greatest challenges that face many couples is the loss of intimacy. Usually, at the beginning of a relationship, the partners share everything. However, it often becomes more and more difficult over time to express your love in a way that will move your partner. One partner might try to show love only to feel his or her efforts are not rewarded. On the other hand, the other partner may feel misunderstood by the approach and thus fail to reciprocate. The partners may lose faith that their emotion will be returned and thus suffer a loss of trust in each other. This film will demonstrate a rapid way to overcome these types of hurdles and to regenerate emotional trust so that both partners freely give and receive the full force of their love. We begin our story in the final hours of a week-long Anthony Robbins conference. Tony has just asked the group to imagine their ideal relationship. Aranza stands up. Her marriage has been on and off for 3 years, and she is presently separated from her husband, who lives in England while she lives in Spain. They have 1 child together, and to complicate things further, she is 3 months pregnant with her 2nd child. Aranza will stand up to question the importance of experiencing intimacy, but she is really thinking about making a permanent split, divorce. Let's see what happens.
Well, I have to say that it has impacted me quite a lot, everything, but I also feel quite confused.
She's confused, ladies and gentlemen.
The audience is clapping because they have learned from Tony that when someone is confused, that means they are open to learning something new.
One of them is that I feel that I need my own space. And I have taken it to the point with my relationship that we sleep in separate beds.
Yes.
And even I thought we need to get a bigger house so I can have my own room.
Yep, that sounds like a relationship that's deepening with every day.
Also, I find that I need my own space to be able to read and to calm down, to relax, to find me again. And I find that when I have that space, I can find me. But when I'm with my partner, I feel a huge reaction.
Yes, that's correct, reaction.
Well, yes. He comes with me, he comes and really wants to give. And the only way I react is just going away.
How does he try to give?
He tries to give, I don't know, maybe he cuddles me, but the way he cuddles me hurts me.
Okay, stop. So notice, he tries to give. Okay, tries to give.
Robbins is teasing Aranza in order to get her to loosen up about her complaint.
But when he gives, she doesn't want it. Is it she doesn't want him to give, or is it that he's giving in a way that she doesn't want? Which one? It's the way he's doing it. So he's not seeing the impact it's having on her, so now she needs her space rather than having somebody come in and, for example, squeeze her hard, too hard.
Tony rejects Aranza's claim that she doesn't want her husband to give. She just doesn't feel understood and has therefore lost faith that he can give her what she needs emotionally. It also seems that she is so sensitive physically that her husband doesn't know how to interact with her.
Now, for some women, if you don't squeeze them hard, they don't think you care. But other women, you squeeze them hard and they feel like you don't care. This is the beauty of being a man.
Everyone has a very specific way in which they prefer to receive love and affection. Some people enjoy hearing certain words, others prefer touch, and some will react most strongly to a certain kind of look. At this point, Aranza feels so misunderstood physically and emotionally that she and her husband need to build up some of the basic relationship skills, creating heartfelt understanding, giving your partner what they really need, and creating and building trust and respect. When those are in place, it will be possible to reclaim their playfulness, presence, and passion. The first step is to figure out exactly what the person wants and how they want it to be given, and then to give it to them in that way. Robbins will now clarify Aranza's specific rules for receiving affection.
What has shocked me about here, because you get so many cuddles from people, is that I really have enjoyed.
Uh-oh.
And it's like, oh, I really enjoy cuddles and they don't hurt me.
Now notice, did you say cuddles? Did you just say cuddle? How many heard that? Cuddles. I tell people to give hugs, but she's been getting cuddles on the side. Did you catch that? Look at that. Now, your husband's here, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Boy, you're in deep. Been getting cuddles on the side. So what you discovered is you like to be hugged if it's a cuddle.
Yes.
Right?
Is this a different feeling?
Yes, it's a different feeling. So would you like your husband to give you cuddles?
No.
No. Why is that?
He hurts me.
Something is definitely bothering Aranza about the way her husband approaches her. The second step in creating intimacy is to be honest about one's needs and desires and how one likes to receive them. Robbins will try to understand what it is that Aranza wants from her husband.
So hugs versus cuddles, what's the difference? When somebody cuddles you, how do they more hold you than squeeze you till you can't breathe?
If it is a cuddle, I kind of feel the warmth and the strength of the cuddle, and I don't know, it's there.
You don't what? I'm sorry?
It's like it's there. It's
present.
I don't know. It's present. Yes.
Yes. How many women want a man who, when he's hugging you or cuddling you, he has no other place on earth but with you, with no other thoughts or feelings? Say aye. How many women know when he's thinking about something else? It's here's or not. And how many of you get pissed off when he does that? Guys go, she really doesn't know, does she? She knows everything. She can feel it all. So he comes and hugs you, but you don't feel his presence.
No, I don't think I do any time.
And often one of the reasons he's squeezing you so tight is he isn't present, or he would feel the impact it's having on you.
I don't know.
I'm saying so.
Okay, I mean, one of the things that I found is what you are saying, find your femininity, do this, do that, or like run to him and things like that.
Look at her face when she said, run to him and something like that. Run to him.
Well, I can't do that. If I don't feel it, I can't do it.
No, that's true. I'm not asking you to do it if you don't feel it.
And it's like, I put in my head, who goes first? I mean, does he...
Who goes first? Who would you like to go first?
Well, the mean is like, we're going to...
Wait a second, let's just be truthful. Who do you want to go first?
The third step is to decide who goes first. When neither partner wants to be first in committing themselves to the other, then love and intimacy cannot flow freely. However, most men and most women have a preference, even a fantasy of how the affection should flow.
I mean, to be honest with you, I really would like him to step up and break me.
Step up and, what'd you say? Step up and what?
You know, tear me apart and break me. It's like if I have a wall.
Break you?
Break me, yes.
Step up and break you. Own you forever at a level you've never could possibly imagine. Make love to you where you're completely out of control. Make you insane when you don't even know which direction is up. Is that right?
Yes.
Aranza's desires are now clear. It's time to see whether her husband will step up and deliver for her.
Alan, where are you? That's Alan back there? Hi, Alan. It's Alan, ladies and gentlemen. So Alan, how do you feel when she's talking about that? What were you feeling when she was saying that?
I know what feels like.
You know what feels like?
The question is, what is stopping Alan from stepping up and satisfying Aranza's needs? And what will move Alan to take action?
And?
That's the first time I've actually heard it described that way.
Yes. Does that give you anger or hurt or both or none?
Gives me insight.
Good.
Alan feels badly, but now he has intellectualized the feeling as insight. What is needed from him is emotional commitment. Robbins must make Alan's insights lead to action.
What are you going to do with it? By the way, what have we learned here about the chemistry of transformation? Step one, no one changes unless they're at least satiated. If you got the best thing in the world and you eat that same meal day and night, you're going to eventually get satiated and you're going to look for something else. But satiation doesn't usually change people unless they also get dissatisfied, right? And dissatisfaction's great, but if it's a hard change, you don't change until you hit a what? Until you hit a what? And when you hit the threshold, you go, this, not another day, not another moment, it's over. I will not live this way again. And when you get to that point, there's an insight that shows up. You have an insight right now into your wife and into yourself if you look. But the insight's worthless because the moment the insight happens, there's an opening. And if you don't jump through that opening, it closes in a heartbeat, you can start over again. Go through all the pain and pressure, all the way up the inside, you don't have the strength, go back again. So you've got an insight. What insight do you have, sir? Tell me. What do you know now you didn't know before? Whether you like it or not doesn't matter. I know you don't like it. I'm sure you don't like it in front of 4,000 people since you're 8,000 eyeballs. I don't know what it is. Right?
I never knew when I gave her a hug I hurt her.
What hurt her is you weren't present. It wasn't the intensity of the squeeze. I bet you could squeeze her tighter and own her. It was you weren't there. Where were you? Tell the truth.
Standing back because she wasn't either.
But you're a f***ing man. She wants you to come here and take her. And when she goes in and goes, no, no, and shuts down, she wants you to pursue her. When she goes, no, it doesn't matter, goes away, she's looking for a man who says, don't you can walk away from me. Come here. It's come here. I worship you. If I'm not getting through, I'll find another way. But you're not leaving this room till you and I get down to what's real. I worship you, and I will find the way to get through to you. You want to give me some help? Want to give me a clue? I'll become your detective. But show me something. Give me something. Or I will do something else. But she can't take a man she's got to coach. The fact that she's pulling back is calling to you. You, as a masculine man, need to respond to challenge. Most of the men in this room are masculine if another man challenged them. Yes or no, man? Yes or no? But when your woman does that or walks away, you walk away. Like, oh, you say some verbal thing and then quit? There's not a man in this room. How many people own their own business in this room? Raise your hand, man. Look at this. These are independent owners. You own your worlds. But when you own those worlds, it's because you never give up. When you are fully present, you will own your wife. When you're thinking about how she's not there, not giving you what you need, she's pulling back, you've done all this for her, she's cold. When you focus on what she's not giving you, you're playing level
1.
That's right. And that's what you got right now.
According to human needs psychology, there are 3 levels of relationship. In level 1 relationship, each partner focuses on fulfilling their own individual needs first. In level 2, the partners focus on exchange. They give only when the other person is giving back. In level 3, the partners are fully committed to give unconditionally to each other without waiting to see what they are getting back from their partner. Alan is playing level 1 and 2. Hanging back from Aranza, waiting first to see what she will do for him. This lack of commitment is the #1 source of pain in relationships.
And you're not a level 1 man, or you wouldn't be in this room, you wouldn't stand up, you wouldn't put up with this stuff. I know that's not who you are. Can we be something different than how we play, yes or no? Yes. And what makes us do that is what emotion, guys? What emotion? Fear. So be as fearless with her as you are in your business. Be as fearless with her. If you play in business at level 1, you're not going to profit in business, will you? Okay, well, I'll give my customer what they want as long as I'm getting what I want. That's not what happens. You don't do if you do equality, people leave you. They're satisfied. But if you create a raving fan where you do stuff for them that nobody else on earth has ever dreamed of doing, and you do it again and again and again and again, you own them.
In other contexts, Alan shows a commitment to success and a persistence in solving and overcoming problems. It is clear that he would like to enjoy success and confidence in his relationship with Arantxa as well, but he cannot have that confidence unless he commits fully to loving and satisfying her.
Somebody else makes an offer that sounds better, they go, oh, that's nice, but I mean, this person, they deliver for me. But your wife's not that. She's barely a satisfied customer. But she loves you, do you?
Yes, I do. I mainly feel the love for him when I'm away from him.
You feel the love for him when you're away from him?
Yes.
Why?
Because I really feel how much he cares about me and my daughter, and also our daughter, I should say, and all the things he's done. I mean, like stupid things like driving really fast to get back home and get a ticket.
See, women love this. You got a ticket getting back to them. You care. That's a point, right?
And things like
tell
that.
Tell him what other things score points for him, because he doesn't know how to win this game, so let's coach him. What else do you think about that makes you think like, wow, he's my man?
Well, I have been pulling away from him for years, and he's just there. He's still there.
He's still there.
We split up for 2.5 years, and he was still there.
Now notice, by the way, being still there is everything. That's why she's still with him. How many women would agree with that, by the way? Because, God, I've given him so much shit, and he's still there, but he's not there present at the level that creates polarity.
By polarity, Robbins means that Alan has not been a strong enough man for Arantxa to feel taken care of as a woman. When she can trust that he will go first, that he will commit with strength and intensity, then she can trust him and open up to him.
Am I right?
Yes.
So she loves him, but she doesn't have the juice from him, but she wants it. Is that true?
Oh, you bet.
Oh, we've gone from I want another house bigger with a room of my own to you bet. This is encouraging. Are you still feeling like shit right now? Are you?
No, to be quite honest.
What are you feeling now?
Centered.
Very good. What are you going to do from that centered place? What would a masculine male do whose wife had told him?
In front of 2,000 people.
This is step 4, commit. By walking towards Arantxa, Alan is committing to making Arantxa feel his love for her. He must put her feelings first, showing her that his commitment is sincere and unconditional. If she doesn't feel this, then she will not trust him emotionally.
Yeah, I know. But
Okay, can I give you some coaching? Look in this woman's eyes right now. It doesn't even matter what you say. What you say is worthless. Who you are is everything to her. Look into her eyes. Yeah, that's good. Feel your center. Feel your center. Breathe in your stomach. Breathe down in there instead of up in your head. Now, has there been a time when you've looked at her and you have owned her? Or you looked at her and you knew that you owned her and she felt desired by you because you were going to take her in every way. You were going to love her, take care of her. Look at her right now, the way you'd be looking at her. Look at her the way you'd be looking at her. Look at her right now like, no matter what happens, no matter what happens between, I will always, always be there to take care of you. Don't say it, just look at her with that in your soul. And feel it. That's it. Notice what his body does immediately with just that thought. No coaching what to do. Now I want you to think, I'm not only going to take care of you, honey. I'm going to take you places you've never been before. Don't say it, just look at the response in her. Look at this response in her just for a moment. Just feel it. Don't feel it. You don't have to say a word, just feel it. Think about making love to her in a way you've never made love to her before. Don't lose presence. What she's doing right now is testing you. She's testing you, see if she can take you off center. Okay, let me drink some water and reject this in front of 2,000 people, see how he holds up. Now, just be with her. Forget everybody else, be with her and own her. Right now, go inside and feel what she's really feeling. You have the power to feel what she's feeling. Keep your eyes open. Look into her eyes and into her soul and feel what she's really feeling right now. Breathe in your heart and you'll know.
The real test of Alan's masculine commitment is his ability to stand strong, putting her needs before his own. If he is angry or resentful, if he is focused on his own success, if he is frustrated with his inability to get a response from Aranza, then his effort will be wasted. He must commit to put her first. Watch the interaction between them.
What does she really need? And then own what she needs. Own that you can deliver for her. Stay in place. Tell her only the truth. Now give them both a microphone so we can hear now.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Would anyone say that that was intense and conceivably I was centered for a minute?
No, if you have to ask,
no, because the question is, I know I am, but I've just been told I wasn't.
That's her job. When are you going to learn?
Yeah, but that intensity every solitary effing second of every solitary day.
Are you going to talk to me about what you can't deal with? Are you going to tell me what you can't deal with as a male? Don't you see? That was her next test and you just failed. Now here's the good news. She loves you. She'll give you another chance.
Step 5 is to experiment, to try many different ways of reaching your partner. Aranza is testing the depth of Alan's commitment. Since he wants her to actually feel his commitment, not just recognize it intellectually, Alan must respect Aranza's way of testing him. Since he is asking for the crowd's opinion and approval, Alan still doesn't get it that it is Aranza's feelings that come first here. Let's watch him try again.
You're sitting here trying to see, you're trying to prove that you're being centered enough. The fact that you're even measuring your centeredness means you're not centered. If you're centered, you wouldn't be measuring it. You'd be in her instead of in you. You're in your own head still. You're ducking your head down there, looking in there. You're trying to be something instead of just being inside. If you're inside her instead of inside you, you'll own it.
Yeah.
Okay? Now do whatever would be real if you were inside her feeling what she's feeling. All she's doing is testing to see if you really mean it. Or if you're just doing it because Tony Robbins and a group of people are watching. Am I right, honey?
If Aranza feels that Alan is doing all of this just to please Robbins or the crowd, she will not open up to him. He must hold her above everyone else. On her part, Aranza must pay attention to her feelings so that when she feels touched by him, she can let him know.
I just told him that I'm sorry, I cannot feel anything.
Yes, I know. And that's honest.
Well, yes.
But there was a moment when he came over towards you, you felt something, wasn't there?
Well, yes, for the moment.
Yes, for the moment. What happened during that moment? How many saw that, by the way? Raise your hand if you saw it when it was there. Okay?
I don't know, I think he lost it, and it's like, he lost me.
But help him. Let's coach him.
Okay.
Okay, let's give him at least a clue. It's only fair, you're a girl, let's give him a clue. We're not gonna actually help him. Because if we help him, if he didn't figure it on his own, then it's not real, right, ladies?
Correct.
Okay, so let's at least give him a clue, because he's clueless right now. Okay, so give him a clue. What did he do well? There was a point where you kind of fidgeted and you felt something for a minute, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I kind of felt all his energy going to his eyes.
That's right, through his eyes. And
yes.
Into where? Into where did his...
Into me.
Where did you feel it?
I think I felt it here.
Yes.
Yes, but it was just slight.
Great, well let's find out what that looks like. Let's find out what that looks like. So at what point, when he was walking over, when he first got there?
No.
When?
No. It was after just the last time he did that. I mean, you tried twice, I think. Don't remember.
He what, I'm sorry?
He tried twice. He came towards me, like, with his eyes twice. That's how I felt, and I think it was the second time.
The second time when he came to you? Okay,
yes.
Good. So this time, now by the way, for a guy who's going, what, do I got to get down here and do this a couple times to get through to your ass? Right? And the truth of the matter is he doesn't. If he owned it, he wouldn't have to do that. It's just his muscles are so weak, he's not using them well. He doesn't even know what it feels like yet, because he's also conscious about the room and the people and how much time and how much he's given. And he's also responding to his past. I've done it so many times. Did you hear that anger he had? He can't reach her with anger. He's got resentment that he's been picked here in front of this room. He's got resentment of all the other times he's given and it hasn't gotten back. And all that resentment is not love. So what I'd suggest you do, sir, is close your eyes, put your hand on your heart, breathe in your heart for 1 full minute and get rid of all your thoughts so that the brain waves, again, I want all of you to know, your brain waves and your heart waves, when they become in sync, your brain has the capacity that's much larger because you have what's called heart intelligence. So you should get in the habit of breathing in your heart where you have no thoughts for 1 minute. Breathe, just breathe and feel your heart. You can do it right now, all of you, because you can answer a question from this place if you want to. You can think about what we've talked about. Breathe for 1 minute with no thoughts for the first minute. All it is just breathing in your heart, deeply in your heart. This will change your biochemistry. You can literally watch an EEG and see them come together. They're erratic, up and down, up and down, up and down, and you're stressed. We align your heart and brain, boom, they become a continuous wave. Breathe. Breathe in your heart. Deep breaths. And while you're breathing in your heart, just feel the power of your heart. And then think of a moment in your life where you felt really, really deeply connected and grateful for your wife, for her love. You need to breathe too, my dear. Keep breathing deeply. No thoughts. As soon as you feel thoughts in your head, bring it back. All your focus in your heart, just feel the heart beating. Breathe in your heart. Breathe in your heart. Because you won't feel his love unless you go in your feminine. Breathe in your heart. Nothing but your heart. Now think of a time in your life, all of you, a special time you felt grateful for someone you loved. In your case, the two of you, think of times you felt really grateful for each other, where you felt connected. And think of a second time you feel grateful for in your life, really grateful in your heart. Breathe in your heart. Think of another time you felt grateful for your partner, really grateful. You felt loved by them. Breathe in your heart and think of another time you felt connected, maybe a sexy moment. And ask yourself, in this state, What do I need to do to reach in, feel, and connect with my partner? Have them feel taken, to feel my inner strength and my inner love. And then open your eyes and do whatever would be natural to do. Feel her still, that's it.
You can tell from her face that she is not there yet. Alan has more work to do.
There we go, there we got her, that's we got her. Now we got her, now we got her, that's it, now we got her. Now we got her.
Alan kept working with her using touch, his voice, his eyes, and his emotion until Aranza accepted his offer of love. When she embraced him, she let down her barrier and expressed her genuine needs to him.
Ah, yeah. Let him hear it, let him hear it, guys. Come on, let him hear it. Ah, he got her, ladies and gentlemen. Look at those tears. Give that man a hand. Give that man a hand and his lady. So what happened?
I don't remember all that what he told me, but the last thing he said, I will own you if it isn't now.
I would own
Pause.
you. I would what?
Own you. And then he said, if it isn't now, and then and pause a little bit, it will be soon. And that soon just came with such a strength.
Give that man a hand. So, when that strength, when you felt that strength, what did it do to you?
He made me laugh.
Yes. And what else?
And I don't know.
Look at, she's a girl again. It's a beautiful thing, though, isn't it?
It is a very beautiful thing.
It is, my friend. God bless you both. Give them a hand. That's right. Come on, give them a hand.
Aranza has stood up, feeling desperate and misunderstood in her relationship. Robbins understood that her husband had failed to get through to her and win her deepest emotional trust. He then took her through 6 steps for renewing intimacy and trust. Robbins asked her to clarify her needs. She admitted her fantasy that her husband would step up, break through her walls, and take her with strength and intensity. Robbins asked her to specify exactly how her husband should deliver her fantasy to her, what kinds of gestures make her feel loved. At that point, Ramis called upon Alan and challenged him as a man to step up and deliver for Arantxa. If he wished to win his wife back, Alan had to get over his feelings of discouragement and helplessness and demonstrate his commitment to her. He had to do so not by merely responding to her request, but by demonstrating his full presence, strength, and unconditional commitment to her. He stepped forward and kissed her, and he continued to express his feelings in many ways, with touch, looks, words, and sincere emotion. Finally, she opened up to him. With a new trust on the part of Arantxa, and on Alan's side, the pride of satisfying his woman, the couple has won back their intimacy. If they take the time to renew their intimacy on a regular basis, say every day, their relationship will flourish with more love and happiness than ever before. 2.5 years later, Tony met with Arantxa and Alan to learn about their progress. Let's see how they are doing.
So can you give us an update? How are you together in your lives? What's changed? What's your life like?
I'll let you go.
Thank you. He's letting me go now.
I'm impressed.
He lets me talk now.
I'm impressed.
And he listens. He definitely listens more. He really, and he doesn't try to fix me or fix anything.
Thank God.
No, it's a big one.
That is huge in a relationship. That really.
Button up, shut up.
Where before he would hide away. If I tried to say how I felt, he will just go to his computer and to his cave and
Yes.
ignore me completely. But now that has changed a lot.
How does that make you feel?
Oh, fantastic. It really makes me feel fantastic. And I think one of the important things that we've done also, we try to improve ourselves,
Yes.
going in different paths.
Yes.
And that didn't really work.
Yes.
And now we've come to a conclusion that we're like a bicycle. We need both wheels at the same time.
Oh, that's wonderful. And what's that done to the level of connection and love and passion that you have? When he's listening now and where you're able to express what you really feel and he's not running off and you're doing things
thinking,
together.
I can't believe it. Is he really listening? Is he really here?
See, she's testing you even now.
Oh, no, man.
Yes. And when you see that it's true, what does it do to your level of love or connection or passion with each other?
Oh, well, to be honest, I still have got issues with that because I keep pushing him away.
Yes.
And when we are in private, I tense up quite a lot.
Yes.
But that is something that I'm dealing with, which is an issue that happened to me before I even met him.
Yes.
Bring it on.
Bring it on.
Oh, very good. Now look what that does when he does that with you.
I know.
Before he's not running anymore, he's like, bring it on. How does that make you feel when you feel his presence like that?
Well, a relationship really works with laughter. Once he makes me laugh, it's just all my guards go down and he knows how to press my buttons. And that makes me feel very good. Yeah, that's something that I decided today I really need to talk to him about what happened to me. And maybe he can help me heal. He can help me ease.
Well, that's a lot of trust on your part, a lot more than you had before.
Well, I never have told anyone about this, and it's something that has really bottled up, and it has made me to choose wrong decisions.
Yes.
Like if I wanted to cheer up, whatever, I used to drink.
Yes.
Just at home, you know, not several bottles, but maybe a bottle.
Sure, sure.
And push him away, not being very loving, and be angry, be very, very angry, and shout a lot, which obviously that affected our relationship.
Sure.
And push him away.
And was that really about him, or was it about your past and your
No, I
fears?
think now I have come, in these 2 years, I really have looked into myself and I have realized that it's me, it's not him.
Yeah.
Because I got to a point that I told you this. I feel sometimes I hate you. You know,
Yeah, I'm aware
really,
of that.
really angry with him.
That's okay.
But it's not him.
Yeah. Now, I have to say to you, you're going to give him a few cents now here, that your level of presence is so different than 2 years ago. I mean, I remember when you stood up and you were in your own pity pot, and I saw her injustice towards you, but I also, was wanting to see you show up as the man you are, because that's the power you have to melt her soul. But you can feel a different presence in you. And I'm sure you have ups and downs, everybody does, but there's a different way of your being. And it's allowed her to get to this point where she can realize it's not really you, versus when you're running away, she could say it's you because that would make her feel, basically abandoned. Tell me, what's been your experience? What's shifted in your relationship? What's shifted in you? And how has it shifted in terms of your ability or your joy or your happiness or your pride as a man?
The metaphor of let the storm wash over you and just dig the roots in and just wait for it to blow itself out, see what actually comes out of that, is very powerful. And I have to quite frequently just go to that image in my head and just go, it's a storm, just let it burn out. Come on then, bring it. Let the whole thing just explode, literally in front of me. Because sometimes it seems Arantxa has a habit of holding it in, maybe, and then I try and, it's like, can I help you here? And it's no, and it builds and it builds and it builds, and suddenly it's just abba boom. And so you just got to stand there and go, oh my God, it really? It's face melting stuff, G-force, all coming through. And it's just like, let the whole thing wash over. But damn, once you get through it once, that's it. You can stand there again and again and again and again. And the tests get harder and they get better, and they're more planned sometimes. Well, not necessarily. No, that's wrong. Sorry, not necessarily planned, but they're more on the cuff, and they try different buttons, and they're coming in from all manner of angles. Because the other ones don't work. Exactly, and it's just the test and the test. Just stand and stand. Just stand it and let it happen. Now you're telling me about her testing you and being the storm, and yet I get a sense in you not of anger towards her for that. No, there is none. Yeah, but when I saw you before, you were very angry about that. That's a huge shift. Yeah. I had, there was like a flip on the coin. It was almost like my whole viewpoint changed. Yes. And I can almost remember where it happened. It was during a conversation that we had in the first couple of weeks at the first house we moved to when we got back together. Yes. And it was like, hang on a minute, this is not all about you. This is about you. Yeah. So, come on, boys, stand up. You became we. Yeah. And instead of you being all about me, right? Yeah.
But one thing that has changed is that now you try to cook a nice meal for me. No, you do it.
Good for you. That's good. I like that.
No, you do it.
See, before he would have been hooked by try. He would have been pissed off by try. Now he just now he just plays with you. Brings it back.
Excuse me. No, but he never, in 10 years that we've been together, never ever cooked a meal for me with nice music and candles. Yes. And now you do it. And that's different things. Like, he really likes me. He told me once, you sit down, do whatever you want, just don't go in the kitchen and don't go in the dining room. Okay.
Very cool.
So, yeah.
How has this changed your feeling about yourself as a man?
I feel a lot more solid inside. Yeah. I knew it, but I didn't know it. Yeah. Yeah, and now it's sinking in here, and it makes more sense, but it's like everything that I could find in another woman, I'm beginning to see here. So there's that piece where all these pieces are starting to come out again. What you have at the beginning, all that electricity. Yes. It's almost like we've done a complete circle, and all of a sudden the electricity is coming back out, and I just can't wait.
Oh, seriously. Oh, that's beautiful. More. Oh, look at this. I like this. By the way, what's it like after the storm? Once the whole thing's...
It's beautiful. Because she's melted. Yes. It's all out, and it's like, oh, I've got to lean on something. Oh, come here then. Yeah, it's okay.
What's your advice to couples that think it can't be turned around? Because you were not in very good shape, were you?
No.
I mean, you guys were on the edge,
I think the main key is communication.
Yes.
Yeah.
And mainly the man shouldn't take everything on board and try to fix it.
Yes.
Just be there as a tree.
Yes.
And let her talk.
Yes. Well, so what's your advice to people who think they can't change? That the relationship's over, they can't turn it around? Because I'm sure you have those moments.
I think it will be to look back what brought them together.
Yes, that works, definitely. Hold that moment in your heart.
Hold that moment in your heart.
Don't let anyone, don't change it, Don't try and put new meaning on it. Remember it as it was.
Yes.
Like, so almost reassociate, believe it, yeah, as it was when you first saw them, that first thing that gave you that spark, and remember that. Yeah. And if it's still worth believing in that, believe in it. Definitely got to trust the other person.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes I just don't I just do not understand what's coming out, and it's just that there's a reason she's got to let this out, and no matter what comes out, no matter what is said, it's doing her good, and it's a growth experience. So just let that stuff come out, and just take what you need from it. Let the rest go through. That's the secret. It's not about you, so don't swallow it. Just let it go over. And what's important is just sort of hear the key stuff as it goes past, and then you can always relate back to it. But it's not about you, so you don't have to accept it.
Like, if it is your friend.
Yes.
Because it's really easy to jump and attack.
Yes.
But you don't do that to your friend.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting, most people treat a friend better than they do their intimate. They have a higher standard of expectation in that area, and expectation usually makes people crazy. In every interaction where I work with couples, sometimes I work with both of them, sometimes I focus on one person more than the other, and it takes both to make a relationship passionate. In this situation, I focused on you. I made it all your responsibility. Well, partially because I'm a man, but also partially because I saw that there was a pain in her that only you could heal, but you would never get there unless you could take the full force of the brunt of the things that really aren't you, that have to get out of her till she could open. And I have to tell you, on a 0 to 10, you're a 20 of a man. And I mean that sincerely. I don't say that with false flattery. I mean, I know you have times of movement, we all do, but I'm moved by your commitment and dedication to your wife and your love of her no matter what. Yeah. And I can see, I mean, listen to her, yes.
No, it's true.
That's a magic that most people don't have. And that's not a magic you have, it's a magic you've made happen by those standards. And that's why now, she is, for the first time in her life, you know, speaking the unspeakable, which is being willing to share what all this pain has been about. And when that's out, and she shares it, and she feels heard and felt and loved by you, in spite of that, there'll be a different level of release within her and a different level of passion that you still have not even seen or known. And that's what's coming next.
I didn't know what it was, and then I found out what it was. Actually, that has been stopping me. And I've been trying to go to other people, and they haven't helped me at all. And it's been actually, I always say, I would tell anyone, I would tell a stranger, but never Alan, never Alan. And actually, I just realized he is the one that will help me.
Yes, he will.
And it's not anyone else, it's him. So I can't wait to tell him now.
I'm getting out of here so you guys have this conversation. Well, thank you for sharing your story, because I think it'll show other people what's really possible with honesty and with courage and with commitment and with love. And not those are just words.
Again.
No, I didn't make you cry. What's making you cry is knowing that you have the right man. That's what's making you cry. And knowing that you could have missed out on that if you judged too soon.
Yes.
She pushed away to see if you really meant it, and she's pushed and pushed away, and you've kept coming and coming, and now she's starting to go, he really means it.
Yes.
I chased her halfway across Europe, so.
That sounds like he's pretty committed.
Yeah, I won't trade him. He's mine.
Oh, he's yours. God bless you both.
Arantxa and Alan have had a profound change. First, they have broken out of the pattern where Arantxa's feeling of being misunderstood made Alan so angry and frustrated that she only felt more misunderstood. Instead, Alan has created an emotional base of love, appreciation, and understanding. And Arantxa has realized that her fear of intimacy is not his fault. It comes from a decision she made in the distant past. In terms of the 7 master relationship skills, Alan now understands what Arantxa needs and how she needs it, so he can meet her needs on a regular basis, leading to trust and comfort for both of them. The next step will be for Arantxa to give back to Alan and meet his needs by opening up passionately to him. Now that she has recognized her fears, it is time to overcome them and find a way to create heartfelt understanding, giving, trust, and playful intimacy with Alan. The day after the interview, the couple participated in Tony's weekend event, Unleash the Power Within, where Aranza surprised Tony by standing up. They will begin by discussing the limiting belief systems that underlie her fear and hesitation.
One of my limiting beliefs is that men only thinking one thing.
True. How is that a limiting belief?
It's limiting because it affects my relationship with any male.
Any male? How does it affect your relationship with any male?
When I meet anyone, I just think, oh, you're a pig.
You're a pig. Let me see if I got this right. When I meet any man, I think you're a pig. That doesn't seem very limiting to me. Do you like pigs?
No, I don't.
You don't like pigs, okay. So, now by the way, she told us a series of limiting beliefs. Men only think about one thing, right? So I can't trust them, and they are pigs. Whenever I meet them, I think they're pigs. Okay, very good. What's the truth now that you've lied? Because you know the truth, even though you've been lying for years. Tell me the truth.
I think I'm scared.
I'm scared. Give her a hand for that. That's fantastic. There's the truth. Give her a hand for that. That's awesome.
When you are suffering from a limiting belief that is preventing you from getting what you want, the first step is to acknowledge the fear that prevents you from taking action. Aranza is brave enough here to admit that she is afraid.
Scared of what? Pigs? What are you really scared of?
I think maybe of taking action.
In what way?
Like improving me.
And how does seeing all men as pigs and all men only think about one thing and judging them, how does that allow you to not have to improve you?
Because I meet men everywhere.
So you meet men everywhere.
Yes.
And you can judge them constantly, so then you don't have to look at yourself. Is that what you're saying?
Maybe yes.
So what are you afraid of, really? What's underneath this?
Maybe I am afraid of knowing how much I can do.
How much you can do.
Or what I'm capable of.
And what are you capable of? There's an area you're afraid of what you're capable of. What are you capable of that you're afraid you're capable of?
Of succeed.
Succeeding.
Once you acknowledge that a fear is holding you back, the next step is to name the specific fear. This is uncomfortable, and Aranza would feel safer if it were a general fear of success. But Tony knows there is more than that, and he will address the specific fear that she mentioned earlier and that is holding her back from intimacy with Alan.
I think I might feel that people will be jealous of me.
Ah. You mean like you are with men because they can so freely feel their sexuality that you've shut down so deeply within yourself? Ooh. You mean that's why you resent them? That's why you judge them? It's not that you're so shut down, it's that they're so up. Why did that bring tears to your eyes?
Because it's the truth.
So the truth is you've made that part of yourself wrong, those sexual desires and drives, and buried them so deep so you couldn't even look at them because it means something bad. So someone else who has that freedom should be judged, because otherwise, if you desired that yourself, you'd be bad. So where does What's the belief about sensuality that has to change? Because that's what's below all of this. It's not about men. It's about sensuality, sexuality, intimacy.
Typically, when someone has made a decision to reject sensuality and intimacy, they object to the sensuality that is enjoyed by other people. Aranza's suspicions about men are related to her inability to relax sensually with Alan.
What's the belief down there about that?
I think it's, who am I to enjoy this?
Who am I to enjoy this? Give her a hand for that level of honesty. Wow. 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 With that question, she could do intimacy, but not feel it. How many women in this room know what I'm talking about right now? Raise your hand. She's not the only one who has this experience. Your question may be slightly different than hers, but it's the same thing does it. It shuts off the feeling. So who are you to enjoy intimacy? The devil incarnate? Is that what you are? Are you a devil? In feminine form, waiting to be unleashed? To do your dirty business? Your husband's smiling, thinking, yeah. Who are you to enjoy this?
I don't know. No,
You don't know.
Well, in one of the exercises that we've been doing this weekend, one thing that shocked me that I wrote down is that I'm one of God's angels.
Wow, give her a hand, very nice. Now we know the problem. People develop metaphors, and metaphors have rules built into them. Who are you to have pleasure?
I deserve it.
Why do you deserve to have pleasure? To enjoy pleasure at the highest and deepest and most crazy level. If you're an angel, aren't you supposed to deny enjoying life?
Yeah, that's a bit of a conflict.
Yes, I see that. How many see where the conflict is? It's a metaphorical conflict that creates a construction in her. Do you think that angels became angels by never enjoying life? Do people that hate life and have no pleasure usually treat others well?
No.
I wonder if angels are just people who have had a lot more ecstasy in their lifetime. I wonder if angels are people that have learned how to create joy and pleasure for others, and they love differently. Because see, if you were truly an angel, then you'd be trying to figure out how to give pleasure to others, and that would light you up even more than yourself. But since it lit you up, it would light you up yourself. So instead of being a selfish lover, you'd be a magnificent lover. A selfish lover would be one that only tried to meet their own needs or tried to make sure that neither person's needs were met and no one felt joy. That would be the opposite of an angel. An angel would be magnanimous, wouldn't it be? An angel would want to bless and light up and give ultimate joy to those that they're there to be the angel for. Do you believe that or disagree with that?
Sorry, I'm just thinking that I'm changing all my connections in my brain.
By the way, can you see it? Can you see it in her face? Raise your hand if you can see it in her face. What you're seeing is as we're talking, and she's just described beautifully what's happening, she's literally making connections. And that description metaphorically is physiologically what happens. When you move your body in a different way or you think a new thought, you stimulate connections in different parts of the brain. And once they're connected, it becomes a choice. And if it's reinforced, it becomes the way you live. It becomes a habit. Does that make sense?
Aranza's unconscious belief has been that in order to be an angel, you cannot enjoy sex. This belief will prevent Aranza and Alan from ever having a fulfilling and exciting sensual life. Tony is helping her to modify the beliefs that have held her back so that as an angel, she can bring joy to the people she loves and even use sensuality as a means to spiritual growth. For 2.5 years, Alan has been generous with his masculine energy, consistently and patiently loving her, protecting her, and building up trust with her. For the relationship to grow further, it is time for Arantxa to appreciate his commitment by being generous with her own feminine energy, to be playful, seductive, and sexy. This playful, seductive energy is the counterpart of masculine energy, and this will bring out even more strength, commitment, and passion in Alan.
How would that feel to you to be able to light him up that much, to know that you've channeled your feminine energy that God gave you, your feminine intensity and passion and craziness and love and lust and joy and all the colors of the rainbow, and cast that experience of your love, lust, crazy, playful, evil, strong, fun, happy, exciting, feminine gifts into his limited male form. So that he felt alive, because most men are basically dead outside the energy of a feminine woman. How would that feel if that was your life?
I think it will make me feel very free.
Very free.
Very free.
Wow, give her a hand for that. It's very nice, very free. And does that mean free to feel pleasure, to feel alive, to feel love, to feel enough, to feel God's presence inside you, to feel sexy, to feel evil, to feel beautiful, to feel happy, to feel goddess-like?
Yes.
How do you feel about pigs?
They're not that bad now.
Is that a pig? Is that a pig?
No.
No. What is that?
What is that or who is?
What is or who is?
It's my husband.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
He's fun.
Yes. What else does it mean?
Sometimes people hold on to their problems out of familiarity and comfort. Tony is inviting Arantxa to show her appreciation for her husband, who has been willing for so long to go first and be present for her no matter what. Tony will encourage Arantxa to show Alan the appreciation he deserves. Now take a moment to ask yourself, do you have any habitual problems that have prevented you from giving yourself fully to your partner? Can you think of ways that you have avoided making that commitment? What would happen if you were to let go of your limiting beliefs and enjoy freedom with your partner? How would your partner feel? Think of one way that you can give sensually to your partner.
He gives me security. He's always there, no matter what I do.
Oh, so you really are evil. Have you been evil in the past?
A little bit.
Have you been mean?
Yes.
Have you been a
Yes.
Oh. Have you stormed all over him?
Oh, you bet.
And he still loved you?
Yes.
Then I guess he's an angel, not you. If I were you, I'd get on my knees for an angel like that. Give him a hand.
3 years ago, Tony instructed Alan to become masculine and trustworthy with his wife. This enabled Arantxa to realize that her problems with intimacy stemmed from her own beliefs and limitations and were not Alan's fault. The truth was that she had an unconscious belief that men were not to be trusted and that sex was something that she could not enjoy. Tony helped her to understand that bringing others joy and pleasure was an important source of spiritual growth for her. When you have achieved a level of understanding, giving, and trust in your relationship, the next way to grow is to give your partner your full passion and sensual energy. Aranza was able to make the connection between her appreciation and trust for Alan and her own sensual appetites, which had been repressed in the past, and so ensures that she and Alan will enjoy the next higher level of sensual passion, intimacy, and playfulness.